My man got candy canes and movable wings. It's holiday season. You're probably lonely. If you are, it's unfortunate. Go find a man, go find a woman. Cook for them. Today, we're gonna do a traditional veal osso bucco with saffron risotto. This meal will seal the deal. Like, if you don't get panties or drawers out of this, maybe just stick to internet dating then. Cooking is not your deal. But today we'll do it. That was a stupid fucking intro. I don't like that. Ugh. I feel so dirty when I put my hair up, but I'm so clean anyway. Today's episode, first step, you gotta get yourself some veal shank.
Hey, what are you doing, guys?
How you doing? Yeah, veal shanks.
Veal shanks.
If it's frozen, I can't use it. I gotta use it in like the next couple hours. That's my fault. I appreciate it, thank you.
Okay.
Most veal shank comes frozen, so if you're planning ahead, go and get it earlier. Don't get it day of like I did. But, you know, we made it work. The first set of preparations is this. We need to get a pan. We need to get some oil in there. We need to get it hot. Not smoking hot. Probably want to go about medium high. What we're going to do is we're going to take these shanks. We're going to salt and pepper them. So salt and pepper both sides. And then we're going to dredge these in flour. This is some flour I picked up from my homie Pillsbury down in South Philly. Dredge them. Just the tops and the bottoms. You don't need the whole thing. What this is going to do, it's going to create a nice crust on the outside. And it's going to seal in all that moisture and flavor. And it's also going to thicken the sauce that we build around it. And we're gonna let these go for 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes on each side. We'll get crust built on that. And while it's getting crusty, we'll come over here and we're gonna prep our mirepoix, get our spices and herbs and sauce stuff ready. Because we're gonna braise this. Braising is probably the best cooking technique you could ever do. Because you can take shitty pieces of meat, real fucking muscly and tendony and shit, and you cook them for hours and hours and hours and hours, and all it just melts, and then you get the best, probably the best meat ever. So to this, we're gonna get 2 stalks of celery. You can just rough chop these. You don't need to get crazy with it. Also to this, we're gonna need some carrot. You want some onion, medium dice. You wanna remove these and set them to the side, because we're gonna come back to them later. This dish is a 1-pot dish. Everything gets done in the same thing. So it's very easy to do. All this fat, this is a little veal fat in there too. A little oil left over. We're probably gonna add a tablespoon of butter to that. We wanna just saute the rest of our vegetables we got here. Let that butter melt. We'll start with our onion first. Get a little bit of color, it doesn't matter. Now to this, we'll add our carrots and our celery. So we'll let these sweat, let these saute for 2 to 3 minutes. While that's cooking, I wanna get the herbs in. I wanna get 2 bay leaves. Thyme, I like a lot of thyme with my veal. I like to use like 5 or 6 sprigs, possibly more if you want, but I'm gonna go with 5 or 6. I'm just gonna throw these in. Once you get the thyme and the bay leaf in there, just give it a quick stir around. The last thing we wanna add to this, before we get crazy, is garlic. You don't need to do anything special. You can leave it whole. So you just take a wine bottle and do that. Now the last thing we're gonna add to this, we're gonna add some chopped tomatoes. You can get a can of, it's a 12-ounce can. Chopped tomatoes, and you're gonna add those in. A cup of beef stock. And like I said, traditionally we use white wine for veal. But again, we're breaking barriers here. We're gonna use red. Now we're gonna bring this up to a light boil. We're gonna add our pieces of veal. Snuggle, snuggle. Snuggle. So this was about a light boil for about 5 minutes. You just wanna cook it down a little bit. And then afterwards, turn the heat down low. And we gotta get this scum off of here. It's just like impurities and shit, I guess. I don't fucking know. It's just, it's not supposed to be there. Oh, I always wait for fucking like action or something. Jesus Christ. Okay. Now, you want to cover this with aluminum. You want to trap that steam, everything that's going on, everything you want stuck in there. Now, into the oven, 350 degrees, it's been preheated. You want to go in for about an hour and 45 minutes. After the hour and 45 minutes, remove it, gently check it. Take a fork and insert it and twist. If it just fucking falls apart, you're done. Let it chill. Let it sit on the stovetop for 20 minutes before you even touch it or think about touching it. And then we're gonna serve that up with a saffron risotto, traditional style. If you've never made risotto, this is a hands-on dish. You're not leaving the stovetop for 25 to 30 minutes. So if you're committed to this, you're committed to this. Like I said, you're making this for a nice lady or a handsome young man. This is some dedication. You're putting your work out there. We got our pan on, medium heat. We've got arborio rice. Now this isn't like normal rice, this is super starchy rice, which is why it's very hands-on. You can't just add water and walk away from it and let it go. It'll stick together, you're done with it. You gotta slowly add liquid to it. Stir it around, keep it moving. As you move it, you agitate the starch. The starch releases and it makes it a nice and creamy dish. So, let's get a little bit of shallot, probably about a tablespoon. You just want a small dice. For this recipe, you need a half a cup of arborio. And we need to start off with a little bit of olive oil, probably a tablespoon. Get it going. It's gonna expand, so you gotta understand, you gotta use the right size pan for this stuff too. Get yourself a wooden spoon or a rubber spatula. You can hear it sauteing already. You just wanna cook it a little bit. Don't have it too high. Once you smell it, that's it. Turn it down below medium. Get your shallot. Saute it real quick, don't even put it on the flame. Back on. You wanna get yourself a quarter cup of white wine and go right in with it. And you wanna keep it moving. You can let it go for that while you get, take a drink and let that settle. We got the saffron. This shit is expensive. If you can find it, good. If not, order some. You want to take a healthy pinch of it. You want to put your pan up a little bit till this starts to simmer. Move it. When you move it, you're jostling it, shaking that starch out. You can see it starting to get thick. As it starts to get thicker, it's creating that sauce, its own sauce. But as it starts to dry up, you want to add liquid. You want to add maybe 2 to 4 ounces at a time, and you want to keep it going. You don't want to add it until this is almost dried up, All right, so it's dry. You see that? There's nothing going. Hear a little sizzle. Get some juice. Quarter cup. I'm sure it's a full quarter cup. Again, you're just gonna continue to stir this, and continue to stir until it cooks down like it did the first time. And you're gonna add another quarter cup. Just keep doing it. You're gonna keep doing it. You're gonna use about 12 to 14 ounces of chicken stock, including the half cup of white wine. If you followed the steps of adding a quarter cup at a time and taking your time and gently stirring everything, this should be your outcome. Now this is perfect al dente for me. If you don't like toothy rice, add a little more, keep tasting it. After you add a little more stock, keep tasting it. Don't oversaturate it, then you got a fucking pile of mush. Then you just destroyed 30 minutes of your time and money. So this is where we're at. We're finished. This is good. Now we're gonna finish it off. We're gonna add a tablespoon of butter and hit it with a little Parmesan cheese. Parmigiano. Pero molido. Give me a quarter pound, please. That's fresh grating. That's mine. Maybe like 2 tablespoons. If you like cheesy rice, go for it. It's your dish. It's perfect. Saltiness when the cheese comes through. You taste the saffron a little bit. Get a little white wine in there. Taste the chicken. It's complete. Set this off to the side until we're ready to plate. To complete this dish, we need to make a gremolata. Gremolata is a garnish. Consists of parsley, garlic, orange zest, and lemon zest. That's it. Pretty simple, but it's fresh. put a little handful on top. You take a bite of that veal, get a little of that sauce, get some of that gremolata. It just fucking expands your taste buds like crazy. We're gonna go ahead and get some of this zest off of here. Hopefully this peeler is dope. Oh, this peeler is perfect. So this, we'll just give a rough chop to. Toss it in there with the parsley and the garlic. In a julienne style. Let's get some parsley. This is pre-washed. You just wanna rip some sprigs off. If you get a little stem in there or not, the stem tastes the same as the fucking leaf. Go in with the zest in there, get in there, go with it. All right, get some garlic. Now you can super thinly slice this. I got this grater, I'm gonna try this out and see what happens. If I don't like it, I like it. Toss it around. Get the oil from the zest mixed in with the parsley. Get the garlic juice in there mixed with everything else. You got this beautiful piece of veal, and you get the extra bonus of being able to have bone marrow perfectly melted and ready to go. Topped off with a fresh topping of gremolata. This meal is impressive if you can complete it. Our finished product, let's try it. Let's see what happens, try that rice. Perfect, silky. Do it. Go out and make it. Go out and make it, go out and do it. This was fun. I'm gonna eat the fuck out of this. I'll catch you next time.